Ho! Let's level up your cooking skill.
It's a cookbook! A cookbook!
King's Honor, friends. Abel Hawk here. My wife gave me the World of Warcraft official cookbook, and I'm finally setting aside some time to check out some of its recipes. Let's see if we really can prepare a feast fit for a war chief. Today's recipe is soft banana bread. The sweetest treat ever found in Scholomance, and just the thing to help you face whatever trials lie ahead, but pace yourself. Too much soft banana bread is known to be unkind to a necromancer's figure. Let's see if it really does restore 1,392 health over 30 seconds, shall we? First things first, we're going to grease a 9x5 inch loaf pan with butter, then dust it with a little flour. And of course it wouldn't be banana bread without bananas, so let's get 2 very ripe bananas, and we're just going to mash those up real quick, and we'll be good to get started on our batter. So we're going to get a 1/3 cup of granulated white sugar, and 1/2 stick of melted butter, and cream those together. Then we're going to add the mashed bananas, 2 eggs, and some vanilla extract. Whoever did the recipe forgot to say how much vanilla, but I'm going to put in about that much, a teaspoon-ish. And then we're going to vigorously stir those together as much as we can. Next we add 1/2 cup of buttermilk, 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and a pinch of salt. The recipe also calls for 2 teaspoons of diced candied ginger, but I have no idea where to find that, so I guess I'll just put in a dash of what I got, ground ginger. Hopefully that does more or less the same thing, but next time I'll have to look harder for the candied stuff. Sounds pretty good. So we're going to mix that together into a thick but smooth as you can get batter. Put that into the greased pan, and then we're going to put that in a 325-degree oven and bake for about 50 to 60 minutes until the top is a nice golden color. I always err on the side of less time when I check on the bread, since you can always cook it a little longer. At this point it's been about 50-55 minutes, and that looks good to me, so let's put that over here to cool for about 10 minutes. While the loaf is cooling, we're going to get a cream cheese frosting ready to go. Let's get a 1/2 stick of softened butter and mix it with 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. Whoops, that's a bit of sweet potato from another recipe. You'll see that later. Pay no attention. Anyway, yeah, 4 ounces of cream cheese blended together with that. You can do this with a hand mixer, but I don't have one, so I'm just using a little rubber spatula thingy, and that looks fine to me. Then we're going to add in a 1/2 cup of confectioner's sugar. I'm sifting it here, but there's probably no need. It didn't even, yeah, okay, to heck with it, just throw it on in there. And then finally a tablespoon of milk. Mix that up real good with a rubber scraper, or yeah, whisk works well too. And then we're just going to set that aside until our banana bread is completely cool. Speaking of which, after about 10 minutes out of the oven, let's get a wire rack, loosen the sides with a butter knife, and then turn it out. Okay, let's loosen the sides completely with a butter knife, and then turn it out. There we go, onto the wire rack to cool the rest of the way. Once it's all the way cool, put it on a fancy serving dish, and then it's time to frost it with the cream cheese icing. This recipe actually makes a little too much icing, at least for me. I tried to be generous with it, but I still had a few tablespoons left in the bowl that just seemed like too much to put on. So just go with whatever your preference is. And then optionally, we're going to garnish the top with some roughly chopped walnuts. And there, my friends, is World of Warcraft's soft banana bread. I thought it turned out really close to the picture, which I'm pretty proud of. The book says this bread pairs well with yogurt with granola and tea, so let's get all that together. And I'm level 35, and of course I must remain seated while eating, so let's try it. Alright, let's see how it is. Ooh, it is just as soft as I always imagined it in World of Warcraft. Look at that. Alright, let's try it out. Wow. That is delicious. The thing I really love about the World of Warcraft cookbook is they didn't just take the top banana bread recipe off of all recipes and then call it soft banana bread or, Azerothian blah blah blah. They got chefs to actually make a unique recipe that you can't really find anywhere else. I've never heard of banana bread having cream cheese frosting on it before. And it works really well. It's delicious. The chefs just know what they're talking about. These pairings are perfect with it. The cool yogurt and like the crunchy granola, the hot tea along with this, like they just knew what they were doing with the pairings. The bread itself is really soft, perfectly moist. It smells really good. It almost doesn't have a focus on the banana. It's almost like something new. It's almost like I wouldn't even call this banana. Maybe if I were to change this recipe, I'd add more banana flavor. But I don't know, because on its own, it's great. I mean, I guess the only reason I say that is so that it could be more adequately called soft banana bread. The ginger, which I thought was an interesting additive. I wish I would have had the candied ginger, because maybe that would have made a bigger difference as well. These nuts on top make a big difference too. So anyway, great recipe. I'm excited to try more from this book. This is really good, and I recommend getting the World of Warcraft cookbook, because this is good stuff.